I pissed so many people off in Invincible Vs during the open beta. You are sweating on people trying to learn the game. Chill out, it's a beta. That was a training mode and a tutorial. You know how many fighting games just started giving us training modes and a freaking tutorial in an open beta? He said, I mean, you're sweating at a beta. Let people breathe. I gave him a reply. He said, regardless, though you're still just sweating. Yes, there's a training mode, but hardly used it. How is that my fault if you don't want to use the damn training mode? How is that my fault? You okay with being ass? Yo, that's like being in a war, right? They give you a chance to prepare and you get mad that you lost because you didn't even try to prepare. Like, what the f? And my favorite part is like, why you teabagging in the clip? You know, if I'm teabagging the game, I'm doing for a prolonged long period of time. This is my favorite one. This is why I would never buy another fighting game again. It's not worth the loss of brain cells of hours in the training room. Why would you lose brain cells getting better at a game? You would be better off just understanding what you're doing than just going in hitting buttons and being mad that you couldn't win. You're giving yourself a headache that way too. That's actually funny. He's like, I love seeing his arm wiggle every 20 seconds. And my favorite tweet from all of this, the one that stood out throughout all the slander, out of 2 million people seeing it. Everyone wants to play a fighting game until they run into somebody who knows how to play a fighting game. Now here's the best one. One person quote tweeted me, said, why y'all rage quitting? No, in quotes, using 5-hour inescapable combos on a new game. You get it? It don't make sense. Dude blocked me. Is casual gamers just pussies? Like, is that's what we at now? That's what we doing? I gave you actual help without being mean. Y'all blocked me? And the YouTube side of things was probably even worse. And I literally said that because everybody in the stream chat on YouTube side was complaining that either A, it wasn't a Mortal Kombat clone, or B, they didn't do the tutorial. I don't get it. Ain't a button. I've never seen so many people mad. I think last weekend is more important than people realize, that we are in a new era of gaming. And if you want to call it the sissification of gaming, go fucking head. But it's very sad that people have this inherent hatred against like content creators and streamers, when in reality, content creators just saying why they like something. It don't mean it's their law or not. One thing about this channel is that I have my stance and statements about how I feel about things, but that doesn't mean I think I'm 100% right. I don't care if you like what I like anyway or agree with me. I want y'all to have y'all own mind of y'all own. Let's start here. Let me add context that nobody else had to this game. Mind you, my Invincible Vs stream was probably one of the biggest streams I've ever had on YouTube for me. I think at one point I had over 1,000 people in the stream. And mind you, it already kind of proved to me that like, all right, I should be up there because I handled a lot for 9 hours. And the stream itself got over 23K views just from an open beta. Like, wow. I'm appreciative and I'm thankful for all that. Make sure y'all hit the like button, sub up. We almost on the road to 40K, bro. But man, last weekend was so much scrub quoting. So context, I hopped on Invincible Vs as soon as the beta went live. Now mind you, I did play the closed alpha before, but the stuff that I've been doing has been in fighting games since the 90s. I can show you. Every tag game I always do this, and they all universally have somewhat similar combo structure when you don't know what to do at all. Light, medium, heavy, launcher. Light, medium, heavy, super. That's true for Dragon Ball FighterZ, Marvel vs. Capcom, Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, Gold Girls. Like, I could keep going on and on about that. And people already take it as sweating, which was very dumb. Like, it was a really dumb thing. Can we have a talk about that? There was a lot that went wrong and bad about the beta for Invincible Vs. So number one, a lot of casuals probably don't even care about getting top 20. They probably didn't even hear about that shit. In the beta, you did have a ranked mode and you did have your training mode. I have a hot take about the word ranked. If you see ranked in any game, I'm talking about Marvel Rivals, Valorant, fuck it, 2K. You should know at that point, once you hit that button, you're bound to get into sweaty games. Either you gonna get your ass cooked or you gonna put belt to ass. And this is where I feel like casuals low-key ruin a lot of games. And mind you, it wasn't just only me dealing with rage quits that whole weekend. It happened to Diaphone, it happened to Justin Wong, it happened to Ignorant Rizzy, it happened to Not Very Good. It happened to almost everybody in the FGC. And I think Invincible is why I said earlier, a difference is happening within the space. Also, niggas think I'm gonna get mad at like fat jokes or something. If I was skinny in the clip, right, what would you say? You'll be like, oh, I hate streamers, content creators, you're a bum. Like, it's like, it doesn't matter. You could be like a whole fitting image of somebody and somebody's still gonna hate. Which is why I tell to everybody, do you. Now, mind you, here's why it was so frustrating why I went off the way I do. You know, I was happy to play Invincible, and I was trying to get the top 20 screenshot. They reset it, and I was like, okay, let me check it after the reset. And then I saw that I was top 4 at one point. Because I was just cheesing people. That's literally what I was. I was just cheesing people, and I knew like Robot from the last beta was OD. That was pretty much it. But let's talk about Invincible versus and rage quitting. I completely understand if it's your first fighting game. And if you don't understand what's going on, we are in an era where you can ask somebody for help. If somebody beat your ass on PSN, or you be like, I'm doing something wrong, all right, just reach out unless they have it privated and be like, what was I doing wrong? I'm asking for genuine advice, please. Simple as that. You could probably make a new lifelong friend. That's how I made friends back in the day with BlazBlue and Naruto. We live in an era where like we can digitally connect to people and then make real life adventures. Some people may be younger than others, but you could still reach out and be like, hey, what was I doing wrong? And people, especially FGC, are more willing to help you. Some people be busy, some people don't have messages on. It's fine. About content creation nowadays, if somebody teaches you how to make tech or make a build and they be like, oh, y'all ruined the game because everybody using the same thing. People used to find this shit out back in the day. Shut the hell up. That's not even true. Let me show you something old. Back in the day, if your parents had some money or you came back for it, they had bratty game strategy guys. Shout out to Sequoia. You could always have a leg up on somebody back in the day. And even if you didn't have this in the early 2000s, for most of y'all, people was going to like libraries and computer labs looking up cheat codes. Either you had a book with cheat codes in it for GTA, or you went to a computer lab, looked up GTA cheat codes and wrote them down on a sheet of paper and went home and put them shits in the game. Now, funny enough, the whole weekend, I collected a lot of rage quits. And to be honest with you, it is really that bad because they were leaving and then not leaving hate mail. So they weren't even mad. It was like, this not for me. But another thing I want to say, I really have to say this. I do love casual people. They're the reasons why we keep getting more fighting games. They're the reason why this genre still runs around, because they be like, ooh, cool, I hit button, that's it. That's fine. But when I make content, I'm here to tell you why this shit hype and help you get into the game. And also show the fun, cool stuff that happened in game along the way, while also documenting my journey. I'm on my avatar shit for real. Stop playing. But no way in no world is it okay to rage quit. Two things I hate about fighting games online is the rage quitter, but more importantly, the one and dones. I've one and done people sometimes. I'm like, all right, your connection wasn't that good. I'm too annoyed, I walked away. It's not okay to rage quit, because that just tells me a lot about you in life, period. And I know it's a video game and it may not translate, but like, if you're in a situation where you don't understand something, do you just quit? What made me mad, I made a tweet. I was like, Invincible versus, I think fighting games is okay, never getting popular. Let me explain that tweet. You want me to tell you something about Invincible versus tutorial? I did a tutorial at least so far in the history of betas and stuff for this game, at least 2 to 4 times already. Because I know when I go through some tutorials, sometimes I reread stuff over and over again, because if it's a lot of information, take it slow. A lot of people problem with fighting games that get into it, or casuals, they get demotivated because they're not instantly Sonic Fox. You think Sonic Fox was instantly just OD day one? You think Justin Wong just came out the womb and just knew how to do a save junk Oki and everything else in between? You have to play the game to get to those points, to see those scenarios, to get that understanding, all of above. My word to new people that want to play Invincible versus, don't quit, ask questions. You own PSN, Xbox, you got Twitter, you got YouTube, y'all have it better compared to how people back then had it, pre-Discord. A lot of information was gate capped back then. A lot of information you couldn't look up back then. You had to go deep in the forum and pray you got lucky. B, hopefully the person answered you from the forum that made their account back in 2006. But y'all cannot be justifying rage quitting. Unless you got kids, unless something happened in your house in that moment that needed attention to, no. Don't rage quit. That is all. I have nothing else to say. But also, y'all should subscribe, hype up the video, because I'm giving y'all more scenarios of what the fuck happened. So, but also, if you agree with me or disagree with me, it's perfectly fine. But I'm starting to feel like casual players are ruining games. Don't quit. I'm okay with games having smaller numbers as long as people that are playing it literally love the shit. You don't gotta be a sweat to love it, but a person that actively talks about it, engage, or even messes with the game's community is very important to me. For example, one of my favorite anime games, and why this channel is even here, so at this point, is Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 3. That game is dead as hell. Ain't nobody playing Storm 3 in 2026. However, I could go find people and I have the AGC. Sound like a fun time. So, it's your boy Yaya. I'm out. Peace.
Never felt like this. Yeah, 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 yeah. Maybe it's the death of me. Let my own worst enemy.
All right, who's next?
Let's see who's stronger.